Welcome to Vision Forward's Tech Connect Live, connecting you to the world of assistive technology. And now, here are your hosts, Corey and Luke.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. How are you today?
Good enough. That was our, this morning as we were preparing for Tech Connect Live. Things didn't go exactly as planned.
Good enough
and
live.
we were T-minus 30 seconds, and we hit the good enough stage. How's the camera look? Good enough.
Good enough? How's the audio?
But,
good enough.
Good enough. But is your mic on?
I don't know.
Okay, whatever.
You're
Good
in
enough.
charge of the mics.
Good enough. But what I will say is that our show, we do not take the same approach to the content that we present here at Tech Connect Live, do we?
We aim for lower than good enough.
Well, yeah, because then good
Content-wise.
enough actually exceeds expectations. And people are like, wow, I was expecting garbage and I got good enough. How are you this morning? You seem a little tired, down. You have a huge trip coming. Are you nervous? Is it nerves that I'm picking up on?
No.
What am I picking up on?
I am feeling somewhat drained.
Oh, no. Well, it is Thursday. I mean, it's pretty much the end of the week. How does what can we do to rejuvenate you during this session?
Thoughts and prayers.
Okay. You want to play some word games?
Sure.
Will that help?
Only if we win.
Okay.
Yeah, today we're going to be playing Wordle. And this is very topical because Wordle is obviously in the news at the moment.
It is.
It's really big.
Rewind to 2021, maybe. No, I don't even know. When did Wordle hit the
Hurdle
scene
Wordle.
and become like everyone was talking Wordle?
Jonathan seems to know, but he doesn't have a microphone. So
Jonathan, if you could relay that.
2021.
He said November 2010. Actually, that's not what he said. He said October 2021 was when Wordle. Now, is that when Wordle started or when New York Times bought Wordle?
That's when Wordle was at 300,000 users.
Oh, got it. Okay.
No, you realize nobody can hear what Jonathan's saying.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Those most profound statements that have ever been. I mean, he literally just solved world hunger.
Finally.
And nobody heard it except us. So.
The answer to world hunger is everybody should eat more. There you go.
Right?
Problem solved.
So, Luke, would you like to explain what Wordle is, or?
I'm going to try.
Okay, go for it.
Wordle is a word game that was not owned by the New York Times, but now it is. The New York Times.
Good explanation. Thank you.
The New York Times is a fine newspaper establishment which is well known for their crosswords. And now their Wordle.
Okay.
Wordle is a simple grid-based game. There is a grid of 5 letters by 6 letters deep. Each line on the grid represents one try in the Wordle game. It is 5 letters across. You have to guess a word, any word that is 5 letters, and it will tell you whether any of the letters in the word that you have guessed are correct and or in the right position. Using that information, you make another guess of a word, and you keep on going until you have found the correct word. You have 6 tries, hence why the grid is 5 across and 6 down.
I actually never knew there was a grid. Like, as you started saying that,
Oh, really?
I was like, what in the heck is he talking about? I did not know visually they lay it out in a grid, but that's very interesting information.
Fascinating. So, basically, we're going to try Wordle on the computer and on the smartphone.
Well, that is true.
And we're going to check out the accessibility options. Corey and I will, in real time, show you just how stupid we are by failing to guess the correct word in today's Wordle quiz.
I'm going to have you go first on the computer.
Okay.
Because then when it comes to the phone, I'll get it on the first
answer.
try. Because that is one thing to know, that there's one official Wordle word per day. And so that's the official one. Now, there is ways to play multiple games, so you can play as many kind of as you want, but there's one official game per day. So once you have that, and everybody gets the same word. Yeah. So you don't want to go and tell your friends right away what the word is, because then you've ruined it for them.
Is bird always the word?
It is. The bird. Bird
is the word. But that bird is only 4 letters, so how do they...
I always thought it was B-I-R-R-D. I guess it shows you we're going to be in big trouble in today's Wordle.
Oh, dear. So if anybody is a big Wordle fan, please put it in the chat. And also put it in the chat when we're trying to guess the word, because way maybe we'll have a chance.
That would be good. Now, the other thing that I didn't realize up till yesterday, well, I guess that just showed how much preparation I did too. I didn't realize that the only official Wordle through the New York Times is web-based. So I kind of just assumed that there would have been an official Wordle app that I could download.
Corey, I have something to tell you.
Okay.
Today, when I was doing my research that I completely didn't leave to the last minute, I noticed that when I was on Wordle through the browser, there was an ad.
It's funny, so my phone literally just said it too.
Did it? For that New York Times Games?
I think that's what I did a search for Wordle, but I think really it's the New York Times game. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because they've got lots of games, Corey. They're not just a one-trick pony, you know.
No, my daughter plays. She plays a list of them every day. And Wordle, but then
is that a game? A list of them?
Yes, exactly.
You just have to make a list.
She loves this one called Connections, where they give you. I believe it's 20 or 25 words, and you have to break them into groups of 5 on what they have in common, and they rank them. There's, group 1 is the easiest, so it might be like, street, avenue, color, whatever it might be. But they do a really good job of, like, it gets really, when you look at the list of words, you will see that a bunch of them go together in a couple different ways, so you got to start to think about which ones make the sense together. And anyways, that's a fun one that we've been doing too. So you are right, they have a number of games.
If Jesse Anderson is in the chat, then please put in what the superior form of Wordle is and whether we can play it on an Xbox.
Okay, he's our Xbox expert.
I guess.
So today we will be focusing on the New York Times app. We won't, or not app, website is what I meant to say. Not the app, but we will be focusing on the app on Windows with a screen reader, and then the app on iOS with VoiceOver.
When you say the app, you're actually talking about the website.
So I keep saying app, son of a gun.
So you're like, we're not going to be focusing on the app, but we're just going to be looking at the app on Windows and on the phone.
Good enough.
Other than that, though, we're not looking at the app at all.
You know what I mean. Every time I say app, you put in website.
Translate website.
Let's just do that. That'll make life easier.
Okay, well, okay. So I guess we should go to Wordle. This is how we start. This is my laptop. I just realized we're not in this shot at all, so I apologize. Or maybe that's a benefit. I don't know.
I don't know that that's a bad thing.
You can tell that we haven't done a Tech Connect for a few weeks here.
We were off because of 4th of July, that's right.
We were happy 4th, everybody. So I'm going to go to Microsoft Edge.
My main landmark.
I'm running NVDA at the moment, Corey. You may have heard of it. Non-visual desktop access, I believe.
Yeah,
App bar toolbar.
NVAccess.org, I think.
Address and search bar search.
If you want to download it for yourself. How much is it, Corey?
Well, they actually just raised the price
Oh, you're
yesterday.
kidding. They doubled it, didn't they?
They did.
Yeah.
No, well, they tripled it.
Oh my God. So it went from what to what?
0.
Oh, it's
Dad joke.
So I'm going to do a search here for Wordle because
Wordle R.
I'm not sure what the
D.
URL is.
Loading
And we'll
page.
hit enter.
Loading complete.
And Corey, would you believe it? The very first result here is Wordle, the New York Times.
I would hope so.
We could get there by going to www.nytimes.com/games/Wordle. Makes sense?
That does.
Yeah, it does. Now, I'm using a screen reader, so I'm going to navigate by headings.
Clickable list with 12 items. Wordle. The New York Times link heading level 2.
Sure
Sounds
sounds
like the right one, I would say. Wordle, the New York Times. So, and it's a link. So
Loading
it's got to be the
page.
one that we want.
Loading complete.
Now, we're
Wordle,
taken to an initial page here, which tells us, it gives a much more succinct summary of the game than I did, Corey. It says, Wordle, get 6 chances to guess a 5-letter word.
That's what I sort of thought you were going to do at first, but I appreciated your grid because I was unaware of that. So
I gave a lot
taught us
more
something.
detail. So my description was for those who are visually impaired, and that's why.
Thank you.
So there are 3 buttons on the page, but one of them's not a button. There are 3 things on the page. Subscribe for 50% off.
To the New York Times.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Log in. So, Corey, if you want to track your stats, then you do need to create an account.
Yes, and I believe it's free.
Okay, I don't have an account. Do you have an account?
I don't either. Okay. I play it every day. I don't track my stats because I don't want to break the system where like this guy gets his first try every time.
Right, sure,
I don't want the police knocking on my door thinking there's some hacking going on, and so.
All right,
but it is a free account.
So we'll ignore that. We're going to go to the play button. I'm going to use B to get there.
Clickable subscribe for 50%
Not
off
that
button.
one.
Play button.
Aha, the play button. Let's hit it.
Activation Regi modal dialog. Wordle is even better with a free New York Times account. You can save your stats wherever
That's what
you
we were
play
just
and
saying
you'll
before
never
we were
lose a
just
streak
copying this
again.
now.
Log in or create an
we said it
account.
better,
Log in
though.
or create an account. Clickable close button.
Okay, I'm on the...
Activation Regi modal.
Oh, be quiet. I'm on the clickable close button, Corey. It's trying to get me to create an account. This is a pop-up. I am not interested right now. I'm going to hit my spacebar.
Banner landmark list with...
Okay, so let me describe the layout of this page, Corey.
Okay.
We have the infamous grid, which I had referenced.
Yes.
It is 5 letters across, and it is 6 deep, and so we have 6 efforts to guess our 5-letter word. And underneath the grid there is the keyboard. Now, this keyboard, Corey,
Yes,
is a QWERTY keyboard. You may have heard of them.
I have.
Standard layout for your US keyboard.
Yes.
By the way, Corey, just as an aside, I was trying to show somebody the Windows magnifier on our work computer here.
Okay.
And somehow the keyboard had got changed to Spanish. And instead of, when I did a Windows Plus, instead of zooming in, it kept on doing an upside-down question mark. So
Interesting.
yeah.
Okay.
Just a little aside. So if you, if anybody knows how to change that back, please let me know.
There is a key. I bet you it's my fault because I worked with a client who is bilingual.
I see.
And I can't think of it off the top of my head, but there is a Windows keyboard command to switch between Windows languages and keyboards, and I don't remember it now. But
Anywho, so actually above the grid there are some menu options, and we are going to be taking a look at some of those. And then below the grid is the keyboard, as I had referenced. Now, each of those keyboard keys, Corey, is a button.
Yeah.
And buttons can be located by pressing which key on the keyboard, screen reader fans?
That would be B for button.
Button, yes. All right, so we can locate them using the button.
And this
the
was
B for
something
button.
that I found interesting in the beginning. I just sort of assumed, since you're doing it from a computer, that there'd be like an edit box where you'd go in and then use the normal keyboard connected to your laptop or your desktop computer, and you type in your word.
Right.
But that's not it. You're actually using their on-screen. And I think
there is
you're
a
going
reason for
I was
that.
just going to say, I was thinking you're going to show us why that probably.
Indeed, I am. Before I do that, though, let me just arrow down. This page is really quite sparse. There's not a lot of stuff on it. And so it is actually feasible, Corey, just to use your up and down arrows to do everything on this page.
Sure.
I don't think if you're doing that, it's the end of the world. So if you're not the greatest screen reader user, then don't worry too much about it, because up and down arrows are going to serve you well here.
Okay.
Okay, let's see what options we have.
Button opens dialog statistics.
Ah, do you hear that?
I did hear it.
Statistics.
Link forum.hints.community.
Forum hints. Wow. That's kind of exciting.
Seems, well, okay.
Well, okay, it could be stuff like, for example, what's the best 5-letter word to start with?
You're right. You're 100% right.
Button opens dialog statistics.
There's our statistics.
Menu button collapse submenu help.
Help menu. Is that if you don't know how to play the game?
Might be. Yeah, probably. Or how to use the page, maybe.
Okay. And then the next one.
Button opens dialog settings.
That's what I want, settings. Okay. Now, this is represented by a cogwheel for those visual users toward the top of the screen. We're going to go ahead and open
Landmark.
the settings here.
And if I'm not mistaken, well, you're about to show us.
Settings modal dialog. Any revealed hints must be used in subsequent guesses. Contrast and color blindness improvements. Ignore key
all
input
the settings are
except
going to be related to visual changes. Now, there aren't too many that we can make.
Okay.
The first one we're going to turn on for Corey's go, and that is a hard mode. So obviously, that's...
Is it really? They have a...
Yeah, but it's actually not what you think. It says, any revealed hints must be used in subsequent guesses.
Oh, so you can't, if you have identified a letter, you can't use a different word that doesn't contain it because you have to keep using
use
those.
But you would want to use a letter anyway because...
Yeah, but sometimes you use a word just to identify if a couple other letters are
Your strategy is a lot more advanced than mine, Corey. I will tell you that much.
You know, I got it in 3 yesterday.
You did, and I did not. So.
Well, then I told you the wrong word.
Oh, yeah, but also your daughter got it in 3 more than you got it in 3, to be fair.
Well, I mean, if you want to be picky about it.
I really do. All right, but anyway, underneath there we have, Corey, dark theme and high contrast mode. These are 2 switches. I actually have them engaged at the moment.
dark mode switch on.
Okay.
High contrast mode switch off.
Page would be a white background. A lot of glare coming off of that, Corey.
Okay.
I'm not a big glare fan personally, so if we hit the dark theme,
Dark
now
mode
it's
switch
inverted
off.
all of the colors of the web page. So pretty handy if you do suffer from glare.
Yep.
And the high contrast mode is just gonna
High contrast mode switch off.
Some of the whites and it changes the color of the keyboard keys.
Okay.
To give high contrast colors. So usually the colors would be, let's see, green and an orange and a gray.
Okay.
And we'll talk about those in a little bit more. But those are the usual colors that we're dealing with. With the high contrast mode, those colors are slightly different, just to give some additional
I
contrast.
thought it was yellow.
Is it?
Yellow when you have it right, but in the wrong. Okay, whatever. Go ahead. Doesn't matter.
We definitely know exactly what we're talking about. So
Continue.
don't worry about it.
Go ahead.
So, and then the one at the bottom, on-screen keyboard inputs only. This one says, ignore key input except from the on-screen keyboard. Most helpful for users using speech recognition or other assistive devices. Now, this doesn't make any sense to me because, like, what else would you be using except the on-screen keyboard?
Yeah, I don't know. I wonder if there's something more, so it just in case you bump. I don't know.
Yeah.
Good question.
Interesting. Maybe you can just type in there. We just don't even realize.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, I didn't even think of that.
And it just shows up on the keyboard. Well, we'll try it in a second.
Okay.
So those are
Close
pretty much
button.
the visual settings. Nothing
Out of
too
list banner.
crazy.
Okay.
Okay. Now let me just scroll down the page for those visual users so I can show the keyboard, which is currently all grayed out because, it's like all light gray. And as we start to press the letters, they're going to start to change colors. And we're going to take a look at that. So as we type, the word is going to appear in the grid.
Fifth
We will
letter,
get the first word
empty.
in the top line of the
Fifth
grid,
letter,
the second word in
fifth
the second
letter,
line of the grid, third line,
fourth letter,
third word in
empty.
the third line, and so on and so forth. So our first step here, Corey, very simply, we have to think of a 5-letter word. Now, different people have different strategies, but what you're trying to do here is get as many letters from your initial word to be shown to be in the word that you're trying to guess. So if we have a 5-letter word and we manage to get 3 letters in the word that we guess that are in the actual word that we're trying to get, then we know we've already got 3 out of the 5 letters. Now, they might not be in the right position, but that will give us a good clue as to what the word is, right?
And you want to think of a word that's got a number of vowels, right?
That was my thought.
Yeah. And then you don't really want to think of a word that's got any repeat, like treat. You get T-R-E-A, which are actually all really good letters, but then you get a double up on T in this, so you're almost like giving up a free one. So you want to be careful on that kind of.
So quick round robin here. In the chat, please, I need your favorite starting word.
Oh, okay.
I know all of our viewers are keen Wordle players, probably grandmasters at this point.
Could be.
So please let us know your favorite initial starting word. And Jonathan, what is your favorite initial starting word?
Ghost.
Okay, Jonathan's is ghost. That is G-H-O-S-T. Corey.
Radio.
R-A-D-I-O.
So I get 3 vowels in that one. But the D is kind of a Not a great one.
Just
know,
think
it's
what
good.
mine is.
Ratio would actually be better.
Oh, ratio.
Because then you get T, and the T is better than D.
I was going to say mine is cheese. Not only does that have 3 E's in it, and it's also 6 letters.
I was just going to say.
Earth, E-A-R-T-H. Not bad.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one too.
Anybody in the chat there, Jonathan, smarter than us and have a better starting word?
Not yet.
Okay, so
We might need to take initiative on this one.
we're going to take initiative.
What are you going to go with?
So I think I'll go with Earth. That seems
Yeah,
like a
that's
little
not
bit.
a
Third
bad
letter,
one.
fifth
Okay, now
letter,
using the mouse, we can just go ahead and click.
E, E. First letter, second letter, R. Third letter, R, T.
With the screen reader, it will tell me the letter I'm on when I move the mouse to it.
Okay.
And then when I click it,
Fourth letter,
it will tell me
T.
the number that the letter is.
Okay. And then maybe for our next guest, you can
H.
use
Yes,
the keyboard.
I
Yeah,
will use the screen reader for the
perfect.
next one.
Fifth letter, H.
Okay, once we have typed in all of the letters, then we can press Enter toward the bottom left of the keyboard.
Enter. First
It's
letter,
going to tell us if
E.
we've got any right.
Present in another position.
Okay, we got an E.
First letter, E. Present in
First
another
letter E,
position.
present in another position.
Second letter, A. Absent.
A is
Ooh.
absent.
Second letter, A.
Don't know, it's telling
Absent.
us twice.
Third
it's
letter,
doing them both.
R. Correct.
Correct.
Oh, in the right
So-
spot.
Third letter, R. Correct.
Okay, good.
Fourth letter,
Letter.
T. Absent.
No T.
Absent T.
Fourth letter, T.
That's
Absent.
baloney.
Fifth letter, H. Absent.
Oh my gosh. So we
Fifth
got
letter, H.
E.
Absent.
We
Yeah.
got E and R.
Yeah, we know R is in the middle of the word,
Yeah.
and we know that E is in the word somewhere. Now, you'll notice, Corey,
Yeah.
that just by pressing Enter, it went through each of the letters and gave me all the info I could
Yes.
need. So very nice accessibility there. It gave us all the bits of info that we
Yeah.
would need if we couldn't see what the deal was. And now visually also, Corey,
Yeah.
the E is in a blue, and that is representing the fact that it is in the word, but it's not in the correct position.
Okay.
And the R is in an orange, and that's representing it is in the word, and it's in the correct position as well. Now, normally those wouldn't be those colors, but because we have the high
Yeah.
contrast
I
on,
was gonna say. Okay.
and so
gotcha.
not only in the grid are those represented by those colors, but on the actual keyboard itself, we can see those colors on the E and the R, and the A, the T, and the H, which we know are not in the word, are a darker shade of gray, so we know there's no point in pressing those again, because we
Gotcha.
know they're not in the word. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's think now.
I have another word for you.
Okay, Corey's got a word.
Tired.
T-I-R-E-D.
It's got the R in the right spot.
Yeah.
E is of. We know E is there,
Yeah.
and then we don't double up on any other. Oh no, the T.
T, you can't
You
have
know,
it. It's
dang
not
it.
in the word.
Well, we could. We're just going to be using the. We'll be getting the I. And oh yeah, but then we're only getting I and D out of it, so that's probably not worth doing.
But I like the R-E-D at the end. It could be to have bored.
Wait, what?
Well, so you had the idea of tired.
Yes.
Yeah. And we know that R is in the right place.
Yes.
And we know there is an E in it. I
Oh,
like
so-
the idea of a word ending in R-E-D. So can
R-I-E-D,
we?
you mean?
No.
Oh no, R. Yeah, yeah.
E-D.
R-E-D. Okay.
So can we have bored? Because we haven't tried B or O yet. You see what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I get what
Okay,
you're saying.
okay.
Yeah, yeah. I had the I still stuck in my head, and I'm like, why are you saying bored
Boy-eyed.
with an I?
Yeah,
All right,
nice
try
one,
that.
bud.
All right, let's do
This
it.
time I'm going to use my B key on the keyboard to find the letters on the on-screen keyboard.
To find B.
Yeah, exactly. Basically,
Save 50% on games button.
save 50% on games button. That's my first
Main
button.
landmark keyboard grouping add Q button.
Okay. Add Q button, Corey.
Yeah.
Now I can keep on going with the B here, and it will take me from letter to letter, or I could use the down arrow. Either way.
Sure.
So let's find the E. I want to listen to what that says.
Button add W.
Add W.
Button E present.
E present. So it's actually telling us as we go through the on-screen keyboard here. It's telling us.
Button R correct.
Correct. Okay. So let me. I think people get the idea. I'm going to go ahead and find the B here. I'm going to have to press the down arrow quite a few times.
I wonder.
Button add F. Button add G.
Yes.
I wonder if you could go down to the
Button
bottom of the
unavailable,
page and come
enter.
up from behind. Well, whatever.
You
doesn't
could
matter.
always do that.
Button add Z.
Yeah.
Button add V. Button add B.
There's the B.
did
I'm going to
it.
hit space.
First letter B.
First letter B. Okay. Now we're going to find the O.
Button H absent.
H absent.
Button absent.
A absent.
Button add P. Button add O.
There's the
Good.
O. Space.
Second letter.
Now we know
O.
R is right.
Button
right
add I.
spot.
Button add U. Button add Y. Button T
So
absent.
now you're just using the left
Button R
arrow?
correct.
Or up
I'm
and down?
using up and down, actually.
Okay, gotcha.
Third
so
letter,
up and down
There's
moves
R.
through the keyboard
Button E
in the
present.
same order
Fourth
that
letter,
you would see the
E.
keyboard, the QWERTY.
The QWERTY keyboard,
Gotcha.
yeah. It's a
Okay.
little slow, but it works.
Yeah,
Button
we're fine. I
add
was
O.
just making sure.
Yep.
Button add P. Button absent. Button add S.
That's
Button add D.
Okay, here's
There
D.
you go.
Fifth
Now
letter,
remember, Corey,
D.
it's not submitted until
Unavailable.
we press enter.
Correct.
I'm going to try hitting the backspace. It deleted the letter. So I think we can just type in the word as well, Corey.
So
We're going to
type
try
a
that
D and
next.
see what happens.
Okay, I'm going to type a D.
No next landmark.
No, because we got the screen reader
Yeah,
on.
exactly.
Okay. If we did not have the screen reader on, we probably could.
Would work. You could do the screen bypass, but yeah, anyways, go ahead.
Let's not get too fancy.
Fifth letter,
Corey.
D.
Okay, I'm going to arrow down out to the enter key.
Button unavailable at K. Button unavailable. Button enter.
There's enter. Here we go. Hit it.
Unavailable. Unavailable.
R-E-D. What?
First letter,
Hold on.
B.
Ruin
Absent.
it for us. No B.
First letter, B. Absent.
Okay.
Be
Okay.
absent.
Second letter,
O.
O. Absent.
No.
Oh, absent.
Okay. That was
Second
good.
letter, O.
We know
Absent.
R's right in the third.
Third letter, R. Correct.
Okay.
Third letter,
We
R.
already knew that. There.
Correct.
Double.
Fourth letter, E. Present in another
Oh,
position.
it's not.
Ah,
Okay.
so-
Fourth letter,
He's still
E.
not right.
Present
But
in
listen
another
to this,
position.
though. This is going to blow your mind.
Fifth letter, D. Present in another position.
Ah.
Fifth letter, D. Present in another
So at this point,
position.
we know three letters. We know the R,
Yeah,
and we know
R-D-E.
there's also a D-E, but they do not come after the
Now,
R
it could
like
be
this.
tardy. T. No, it's no T again.
And
Because
there's
it could
no
be.
E.
It
There's
could be.
no E here.
There is an E.
Not in tardy.
Oh, I was saying. I thought you meant. Yeah.
not in
Right.
tardy.
Yeah.
So, anybody in the chat have any ideas?
Anything?
Jonathan, have any ideas? Anybody have any ideas?
R-D-E. Is anything? D. R. No. D. E. R.
We only know 3 letters.
We know R, E, D, and the
Yeah.
R we know is in the middle.
And what are the vowels that we haven't used yet?
We've tried O, we haven't tried I. E, I, O, U. Have we tried a U? I've
No.
not tried a U either.
How about if we do something? D-E. Is there anything? Can you think of anything? D-E-R.
That's what I was trying to think of,
space,
yeah.
Space. D-E-R. V-E-D-E-R. O. Decor. D-E. No.
Okay, the R's in the middle.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's why I hate this game. D-E.
We could try putting the E at the end.
Okay, what ends with an E? Could it be a D-E?
That's the other thing. Is it R-D-E or is it just R space E?
R-T-E.
But we did a T and it's not that, right? Didn't
Oh,
we?
that's right, we did a
Yeah.
T.
We should probably just guess something. We have 4 more guesses.
That is true.
So let's get some. We probably need another vowel because there's got to be more than just E, I would think,
I
right?
think so, yeah.
There could be repeat letters.
So we need to try a U and an I. So we could try quiet, even though we know it's wrong, but that would give us a U and an I. At least we'd know if they're in there, right? See what I'm saying?
Yeah. Can we think of one that gives us more than the T though? Like, no.
Well, we find out if
All
there's
right,
a Q in there.
Just go ahead and try it.
Okay, this time, Corey, I'm going to use my on-screen touch keyboard.
Okay.
I'm going to touch the Q.
Out of grouping link skip to content advertisement banner
Okay,
landmark
well,
menu
okay.
button main landmark keyboard group Q text
Ah, there's a
There it
Q.
is. Okay.
Can I
Q.
double tap it?
button add Q activate
I can. Okay, let me find the U.
U text U activate
Find the
I
I.
text activate
Find the E.
E text activate
So all I'm doing here
main landmark T text
is
Activate.
locating the letters using my touch
Fifth
screen,
letter,
moving
T.
my finger over the keyboard.
Unavailable.
When I find the letter I want to enter, then I double tap it and it's going to put it in there. So there's just another way, Corey.
Sure.
You could do this if you wanted to.
enter text
There we
activate
go.
first letter
You did not do
Q.
very well here.
absent
And
First-
I'll just tell you for the sake of
we
time
don't need
here,
to go.
Corey.
Yeah.
Q is not in it, U is
Yeah.
not in it,
Yeah.
I is not in it, E is in it, but in the
Yeah.
wrong position, and T, we already knew, is not in it. So we're not doing particularly great here, I'm afraid to say.
I say we try. Have we tried D? Did we try a D or no?
We did try
Oh,
a
yeah,
D,
we
and
did.
it's in there, but we've got it in the wrong place.
Hello. Maybe they're coming with the answer.
I really hope so. Is your daughter watching?
I think it could have been her, actually. I'd like to know if it's. We don't know if it's R-E-D.
It's not R-E-D. We know
We
it's
know
not
that? Okay.
R-E-D. Yeah.
I'd like to know if it's. Yeah. How about if we try. Let's try something with. Again, I keep coming up with D-E-R. I can't come up with anything.
I can't think of any D-E-R words.
I know, me neither. D-E.
We need another letter. How about an N? Can we think of anything with an N or an M?
That's why I always think of this game. How
How about homes? I guess an S, M. Derby. That's a clever one.
All right, let's try it.
Yeah, that's a clever one.
So there's no E, so we know
Search
that that's
highlights
not
icon
right.
open
there is
search
an E.
home
There
window.
is an E. We just don't know where.
First letter E.
There is a D.
Second
there is
letter
an E. There is an R.
R.
There's
B.
no B though.
Fourth letter B.
That's only give us That's only going to give us one letter that we haven't already tested though.
Get the start of it.
That is true. All right, we're going to go
Y.
for it because
Y.
we're
Fifth letter
live here, so
Y.
we've got to do something.
Enter. First letter
E
D.
and R
Present
are now
in
the
another
right place,
position.
and so is Y.
First letter
Okay, so what is
D.
it now?
Present in another
So it's
position.
something E R.
Second
something
letter.
Can you stop the
Y.
speech? Okay, what is it? Say again.
Something E R something Y.
But there's a D, right?
Oh yeah, so it must be E in, but the D has to be. It has to be
E-R-D-Y?
E-R-D-Y.
Nerdy?
Okay.
N.
Okay.
First, second R. Fourth Y.
Y. Enter.
First letter N.
it?
Correct.
Yeah.
First letter
Top marks to
N.
Carrie.
Correct.
What, we got in 5?
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Not bad.
If you would like to send flowers and chocolates to Corey, then
No, I didn't. All I got was the N. I got one
doesn't
letter.
matter. You're the one who got the word.
Nerdy, I take offense to that.
Yeah. Are they trying to say something?
Yeah, exactly.
I have to say, I'm very disappointed with our interaction in chat, Corey.
Actually, so I thought of Derby first.
Yeah.
Jean-Claude Skier.
Thank you, Jean-Claude. Who else?
Sorry, I don't
Van Damme?
Jean-Claude.
Is
Come on.
Claude Skier? I'm not gonna
Jean. Okay. Thank you, Jean. And I like the way there that that Jonathan had to say. I don't know if anybody heard that on the song, but Jonathan said, "I thought of Derby first," but Jean also put it in the chat. Yeah, Jonathan, whatever you say.
We'll give you credit.
All right, Jean. We next time I do Wordle, I'm going to be getting in touch with you.
All right.
Thank you.
Should we-
So we did it.
We did get it. Yep.
Yeah, but now we need to do it on the phone. I mean,
Yeah.
I can't even imagine what the word for today might be on the phone call.
All right,
be
so
anything.
let's switch over to the other scene.
Wait, that's YouTube. That's not the scene. There we go. We can see
Okay.
it.
So what I've done here is I'm on an iPhone. We've got VoiceOver. I've gone to Safari and went to the New York nytimes.com/games/Wordle. And here, if I just do start to swipe, we're going to find that play button here.
Wordle. Heading level 1. Get 6 chances to guess a 5-letter word. Heading out to play. Button. Log in. Link. Play. Button.
There we go.
she
So
is.
we'll go ahead and double tap.
Play.
Right.
And
Wordle. Advertisement. Heading
we
level
should
3 progress.
have
Continue the Wordle. Button.
a little advertisement pops up, and about, I don't know, middle of the screen, 2/3 down, we should find a button that says continue to Wordle.
Now,
We'll
did you swipe there, or did you feel
I
on the
actually
bottom
touched
left?
down there and found it
okay.
because I was there. You could swipe to if you want, but that's why I was kind of saying middle of the screen, about 2/3 down. You'll save yourself swiping through some of the ad. We can just double tap that continue.
Close. Button.
And now we have our Wordle up here. We should.
Letter R.
Yep.
Second letter E.
This is exactly. This is actually a how to play screen we have up at the moment.
Oh, that, you know what? That did that last time
Button
too.
was released
There's a
daily.
close button in the top right.
Yeah, that's
Each
right.
guess must guess the Wordle in 6 tries. Close. Button.
There you go. Let's get rid of this how to. I don't know why it does that,
That's kind of
even though
annoying.
you didn't choose the how to.
Yeah.
I find that a little weird. But all right, so
Second letter empty.
Ah,
First
there's
letter
the grid.
Fifth letter empty.
See
so
grid?
what I get is this grid. And the way they do it is if you're going to use the swipe method, so from the top of the screen,
Help. Pop-up button.
if we kind of go to this help and swipe down,
Settings. Pop-up. Save 50% on game. First letter. Empty. Image.
this is now,
End mark.
yep, so we see it, first letter is empty.
Second letter. Empty. Third letter. Empty. Fourth letter. Empty. Fifth letter. Empty. First letter. Empty.
And now you might start to think, well, it's repeating, but again, because of that grid, it's showing me my 6 choices. So that first group we just went through, 1 through 5, was choice number 1, or our guess number 1, and then 2. So if I kept swiping, we'd obviously go through letter 1 through 5 6 times.
I couldn't find a way to easily go from guess to guess. Only go letter by letter through the guesses.
Exactly.
Which is a little bit annoying.
Yep. Now, if you did line by line navigation, maybe that would work a little bit
work on the
better. But
PC.
honestly, it's only 5, so it's just to me, it's worth just swiping through. So we're gonna do it. Now we know the word, but let's do it a little wrong, obviously, because we want to kind of play with just to see what it does, on the iPhone here. But we do have an on-screen keyboard that you'd be familiar with on your phone already, and it's going to act the same way that it did on the computer, where it will tell us if we've used the letter already. It'll tell us if it's in the correct place, or if it's absent, or it's the right. We have the letter, but in the wrong place.
Got it.
So what do we want? We know it's nerdy, but what?
Birdie.
Verde.
Verdi.
Okay, all right, we'll go birdie. Let's try that. That'll give us pretty far.
Address. Add B. Button. Add B. Button.
So I just found the B, double tap,
Add B. First letter.
and I'll go to I.
Add U. Button. Add O. Add
I should say, Corey, it helps here if you have a good idea of the layout of the keyboard. Over
Yeah, you can swipe through just like you would do on any virtual keyboard, or if you've got an idea of the layout of the keys, that's what I'm doing, just moving through
Corey,
them.
Can you, would you by chance humor me for a second?
Sure.
Do you think we can use 2-finger double taps for dictation here? Probably not, because we're not in a.
I
in
can
an
tell
edit
you right
field,
now,
but
if the
I'm
dictate button
curious.
is down here, then we'll know.
Div. Address. Page. Add X. Add C. Address.
No, because there's no
This
space
isn't the
or
regular keyboard.
yeah, there's no space or dictate button. So
That's a
no,
shame.
no, you cannot.
That's a real shame.
Which makes sense because that would be cheating.
Why?
Well, you need to know how to spell the word. And, yeah. Now, did I type the I?
You got the B.
Okay, let's go.
Add Y. Button. Add U. Add I.
Double
Button.
tap.
Add I.
We'll
Second
go to
letter.
R.
I. Add W. Add E. Add R. Button. Add R. Third letter.
D.
R. Add Z. Add A. Add S. Add D. Button. Add D. Fourth letter. D. Add G. Button. Add T.
It's a
Button.
weird
Add
keyboard.
Y.
It's not the
Button.
same size. It's throwing me
No,
off.
that's right. Yeah. The
Oops.
letter- the letter.
Add Y. Add one.
Okay,
Letter.
now we'll go find the enter, which I
Bottom
think
left.
is in the bottom left. Okay,
Page settings. Back page. Enter.
there
Button.
we go, and then let's hear what we get.
Okay.
Enter. Not in word list.
Oh, we're not even allowed it.
Oh, it's not a
It's
real
not a
word.
real word.
Not in word list. Okay, that makes sense.
So I delete the Y. Let's do an S instead.
Backspace. Add M. Backspace. But backspace. End. Main.
So what did that get rid of?
That got rid of the Y, but it didn't tell you it got
Let
rid
me
of the
try
Y.
one more.
Refresh. Backspace. Button. Backspace. End. Main.
No, so it doesn't, tell you,
the letter
but
that
I
you
think
delete.
you can go up, maybe up to the top and see it again. But okay, so now we have B. Wait, what are we gonna do
We
instead?
need a DS.
Oh, we're doing birds. Okay.
Enter. Add D. Button. Add D. Add S. Add S. Fifth letter.
All
Page.
right.
Back. Page setting. Enter.
Then we'll go to enter, bottom left.
Enter. First, second, third, fourth, fifth letter. S. Absent.
Oh, that's interesting.
So it does it real quick like that, which is sort of a bummer. But we
Yeah.
can touch back up towards the top now.
First letter. Empty. Image.
Now, I heard first letter empty. That
Yeah.
kind of tells me that I'm most likely not on my first guess,
Makes
right?
sense.
I'm probably below it. So I could swipe backwards or I could kind of touch
First
them.
letter. Empty. First letter. Empty. Image. First letter. Empty. Image.
Where is
First
it?
letter. B.
There it is.
There it is.
Okay, B is absent. We know that.
Second letter. I. Absent.
Nope.
Image. Third letter. R. Correct.
Yay, so we know it's correct.
Fourth letter. D. Correct.
Yay, we know it's correct.
Fifth letter. S. Absent.
Corey, I've got a really weird feeling that the word might be nerdy today. I'm
Yeah,
not sure
let's
why.
try it. So now I'll go down and we'll just try our second one right away. I'll go down to N.
Wouldn't it be amazing if you guess birds first and then you just guess nerdy on your second guess?
Isn't it?
But, yeah, add N. Button.
So N,
Add N. First letter.
How about the split tap, Corey? Can we
probably.
do a bit of a split tap?
Sure.
Add E. Button. Add E. Second
I always
letter.
do the split
Add
tap
E.
with the same
Button.
hand.
Add E. Button.
That's how
Add E.
advanced I am.
Add T. R correct. Button. R correct. Add E. S absent. D correct.
D.
Add Y. But add one fifth letter. One page setting.
right.
Enter. Button.
Enter.
Enter. Div first, second, third, fourth, fifth letter. Y. Correct.
Does it tell us we got it?
Close. Button.
Now, last time when I played, it said impressive.
Oh.
But so now it didn't
It actually
do it
came
for
up on the
some-
screen and it said magnificent this time.
Yeah,
but-
so now I heard the close button, so
Yeah.
that was different from before, so that would tell me that something's probably updated on the screen.
Yep.
So I'll just swipe right and take a look at what we have.
Create a free account to access. You need one to track your stats on. Log in or create your Wordle stats will be linked to your email address. Tech continue.
So that's
Button.
probably...
This is literally all that's popped up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess we're gonna know that we got it right.
Yeah, I guess so.
But let me get rid of this close and just come back in.
Now try this.
Yeah, there we go.
Congratulations.
Hey!
There we go.
Want to see your stats and streaks?
Oh, no, wait, that's all.
Wow. You boo-hooed me. So,
Yay! We did it!
I did. At the end of the day, that will keep going unless you hit it again. At the end of the day, it's obviously quite accessible on both the computer or the phone.
If you are familiar with the keyboard layout on the computer, and let me put it like this: if you're a decent computer user, it seems like it's a bit better on the computer, in my opinion.
Yeah.
From a screen reader.
Oh,
point of view.
I suppose from yeah. I would agree on that, but I will say. It's going to be my argument, my argument against that. I feel like this is the kind of game you play when you have a free moment.
Yeah.
So you get up, you're just up for bed, you just woke up and you grab your phone, or you're sitting in line somewhere, or whatever. So I feel like the phone is maybe more conducive.
That's fair.
Or,
That's
you know,
very fair. Yeah.
But whatever your poison is, pick your poison.
In the morning, I just grab my laptop.
That's
When
true.
I'm
You
waiting for the
sleep-
bus,
yeah, right,
pull my
yeah.
laptop out.
That works. I know what you're saying. I actually do my desktop. And I have a whole backup battery that I bring with me. But at the end of the day, it's could accessibility be a bit better? Sure, it would have been nice for on the phone especially. It ran through those things so quickly that you didn't get to catch it, and then on the computer it repeated everything twice, which
yeah.
was a bit annoying.
Was that an NVDA thing? Maybe it's
Could have
different with
been.
JAWS. I don't know.
I haven't done it from JAWS, so I'm not 100% sure. But either way, at the end of the day, you are 100% able to complete the Wordle puzzle each day.
Indeed, you can.
So that you can argue with your friends and compete with your family
Indeed.
and prove to them why you. Do you find it interesting that the game Wordle is a 5-letter, 6 tries, but the word Wordle is 6 letters? Do you think the
It's
game should be a
strange.
5-letter
I
word?
agree. It should be Wordle without the E
Or the W?
or the O.
Could be Ordle.
Wordle?
Woodle.
Okay. If anybody has a better name for Wordle, please put it in the chat. Actually, don't bother. Just email New York Times. Why not?
Yeah, Wordle at nytimes.com.
Probably like Wordle as its own person.
Yeah.
And then you can also download the New York Times Games app. Search for it on all reputable app platforms. And maybe that's accessible too. I honestly have no idea. But you could give that a try too. But as you can see, it's pretty easy to play this game, and it's pretty fun. It gives you something to do. Makes life worth living. Once a day you can guess a word, and if you get it right, then you feel pretty good about yourself.
You know what I just realized this whole time? I never unmuted the phone microphone. It was probably coming through my mic just fine because I had it pretty loud. But
Hopefully,
I just realized that.
hopefully people could hear the phone. Otherwise,
You know what, Luke? What is the motto for today?
good enough.
Good enough.
Good enough. So anyway, if you haven't played Wordle before, go play it. And why not get in your time machine and go back to 2021 when it was relevant. October, and now you'll know how to play it and enjoy it. Go, Jonathan,
you can still play it now.
Well, that's a good point.
It's not like it.
Anything in the chat, Jonathan, before we go here? Nothing in the chat? All right, well, thanks everybody for watching All About Wordle, and we will see you again in 2 weeks for another exciting episode.
Next week, we will be releasing a produced video that will be on Orcam, one of Orcam's new features, What's in Front of Me. And so there will be a video released on that.
Indeed, the ever-popular Orcam. So
What's that?
Next live show's on the 1st.
Next live show is on the 1st, and we will be doing something about something. So
Is that
please look forward to it.
August 1st?
Yeah, I know, it's crazy.
I don't think I'll... No, that's a Thursday. I'll be here.
It's a Thursday.
Yep.
You'll be here. Oh, yes. And so will I. So we shall see you all then. Goodbye for now.
Thanks for joining us for another Tech Connect Live. If you enjoyed Corey and Luke's antics, be sure to join us next time. For all things Tech Connect, go to vision-forward.org/techconnect.